Okay, welcome everyone to Bingo Triple.
Welcome everyone to Bingo. Yes, exactly. We have our latest match here, Triple Bingo Tournament here for Mario Odyssey against cjya and Jimbo Moses.
Looks like we're getting our first look at the board here. See, when I always look at boards, I always try to find different goals that go well together, and I try to see how that would fit together in a route. So,
Right.
Yeah.
Yeah. So looking at the board here, let's see. We got lots of regional coin squares I can see right off the bat. A couple. Actually, we have a we have two Snow Kingdom specific squares, so we might see runs going all the way to Snow Kingdom, possibly.
Oh, and by the way, that board on the stream is not the official board. For those watching the stream.
Oh yeah.
Yeah, because I was looking at that, I'm like, wait, where do you see snow stuff? Yeah. So, yeah, there's a lot of purple coins. Just in the first row, 4 out of 5 of the goals are for regional coins. So, there's going to be a lot of purple coins gotten. There's 100 and 125 total. There's both a 30 and 50 in wooded. So this could be... This is gonna be a board with a lot of regional coins.
Yeah, very much so. So we see Jimbo and cjya reaching the end of Cap Kingdom. cjya just a little bit ahead, but both of them making it out relatively close together. And this is where the run truly begins.
Yeah, this is where it stops being any percent and turns into bingo. Because by now, the runner should have at least an idea of what they want to do for a route, and they'll be starting to execute that. I'm going to assume... Yeah, okay. So I'm going to assume they're both going for purples and here in Cascade, because there's a goal for 45 in Cascade. So CJ's already starting off getting some of those at the start. There's quite a few at the start. And we also see Jimbo turning around and getting those as well. So, they're going to be getting purple coin most kingdoms this run.
Yeah, that does make sense. Quite a couple purple coins, squares. They're also on the some of them are on the sides here, so you definitely for those columns and rows that are on the sides, definitely want to get the purple coin squares, as they will match up with some pretty easy ones like capturing both the cactus and the tree, getting 6 multi-moons, stuff like that is going to be pretty easy, and you got some regional coins in there in those rows and columns.
I feel like this board isn't looking too bad. As long as you're comfortable getting a lot of regional coins, then this board is definitely gonna go to the person who's better at getting regional coins.
Yeah, 100%.
The sheer number you need, because sometimes because there's that one goal, 125 regional coins. Sometimes that might be a bit much, especially if you're not going for regional coins. But that can be accomplished in just 3 tiles on the board, so that square is almost a given if you're going for purple coins.
Yeah, exactly. We've had runs before where purple coin squares were almost free, but the runner sadly was not comfortable with actually the placement of the purple coins, and so missed out on those. So it's definitely a possibility that even though they may seem free, that the runners could have difficulties with it, but we'll see what happens.
Yeah, that's just a lot of bingo. It's doing what you're comfortable with, because there could be some goals that are faster, but if you're not comfortable with it, sometimes it's not a great idea to go for it, because it might not end up being faster in that situation. But I guess we'll have to see what specifically they're going for. It doesn't... I'm assuming both runners will be going for row 1. Or maybe column 2 as well, because that one's not too bad. Because I guess six ground pound moons in Seaside can be kind of rough if you don't know, if you don't want to go all the way to Seaside. But it looks like this might not be a board where that's an option, not going to Snow or Seaside, because there's quite a few goals for those. So it looks like they're going to be forced to choose either one or the other.
Yeah, and with them having gone out of their way to get those purple coins, that definitely means they're either going specifically for the 45 regional coins cascade, as well as maybe the 125 and the 100 total regional coins, both of which are squares. So yeah, like I think you already said, we're looking maybe at row 1. But Seaside, maybe the one square to throw that one off. Oh yeah, and just for the stream, the board is currently wrong. It's getting fixed, so hang tight. It will display the proper one.
We'll try to explain what it is as best as possible, but it is difficult when, you know, the bingo board is kind of difficult to explain properly. But for now, we can just talk about what we see. Looks like CJ's just about done with his 45 regionals in Cascade. So I don't think there's too much else to do in Cascade.
Mm-hmm.
Like I don't see any other Cascade goals on the board. I'm assuming we're going to see him leave after that. Yeah, we are. So
yeah, they would definitely be moving on. Obviously, there's a lot of regional coins still to get for the easiest squares, definitely. And also, if they do end up going for those Seaside and Snow squares, then they're gonna have to get through the levels quite quickly to make it worthwhile.
Yeah, some boards will see a lot of moon goals, and we'll have to see them routing moons or just getting a bunch of moons in total in each kingdom. But this definitely a regional coin board.
100%. So as it's taking a minute to get the squares up on the screen, I'm just going to read them out just for a second, trying to be quick there, so you guys get an idea of what's up on here. We have 40 regional coins Seaside, 45 regional coins Cascade, which was actually marked up by CJ already. We had that earlier. 30 regional coins Wooded, 12 moons Lost, 100 total regional coins Captain Toad Lake, 125 total regional coins 2 barrier moons Snow, 50 regional coins Wooded, 10 regional coins Cap, World Peace Restored Wooded, 4 moons from sub-areas in Metro, 3 checkpoints Lake, 5 moons from Music Notes, that would definitely bring you to Seaside, 5 compound moons Seaside, 45 regional coins Sand, 6 ground pound moons Seaside, purchase 8 full costume sets, 15 regional coins Cap, 6 checkpoints Sand, capture both the cactus and the tree, 7 checkpoints Sand, 25 regional coins Cap, 1 barrier moon Snow, and 6 multi-moons. Now this definitely, I didn't even realize completely, but there are quite a lot of squares that would take you to Seaside, so we should definitely be seeing Seaside on this board an easy square. If we don't, I'd be very, very surprised.
Yeah.
Moving back to the stream here, we see CJ has already obviously moved on to Sand Kingdom. Going through that, we have Jimbo in Cascade going for those regional coins as well. Almost there, just missing 1 right now. Or, yeah, there you go.
Yeah. Yeah, it looks like Seaside definitely is one the better option between Snow and Seaside, because you have just alone 5 and 6 ground pound moons in Seaside. So there's whenever there's a goal that's just the same goal but more, usually that's something you want to go for, because it is oftentimes, not that much longer to just get one more, especially when it's a ground pound moon in Seaside. That's not too bad. Let me.
Yeah, it took a while there for Jimbo to find the last purple coin he needed, but he did get it eventually there, and is heading off to Sand Kingdom as well. cjya already getting the moons needed to continue, while also grabbing any purple coins he can. Now, I don't remember. I don't think there was a... Oh, actually, there is 45 regional coin sand, so he might be going for that as well. Obviously, that would make sense. As we mentioned earlier, there are a lot of coin squares here, so that would definitely help get him not only the square for that, but also contributing towards the 100 total regional coins and the 125 total regional coins.
Yeah, and there's also a goal, purchase 8 full costume sets, which works really well with the purple coins, because a lot of times... not a lot of times. In every kingdom that there's purple coins, there's 1, maybe 2 costume sets that cost purple coins. So that's basically just a free objective if you're already getting the purple coins. And there's also both 6 and 7 checkpoint sand, so we're going to be most likely seeing them both go for as many checkpoints as they can. I'm assuming that's why we saw CJ go up on top of the tower and get that checkpoint and that moon. But I mean, other than the checkpoints and the regionals, this route is pretty close to any percent for sand. Ooh, looks like CJ has died on Jaxie's skip, unfortunately. Well, he did get that checkpoint, so it doesn't actually waste that much time. So that's very fortunate.
Yeah, definitely. I can. It happens to the best of us. But yeah, like you said, he has that checkpoint, so he's right back into it, and he's not going to fail a second time. Jimbo having struggling just a tiny bit, but still advancing, getting the moons he needs to advance. Also went a bit out of his way to get some purple coins. Doesn't have that many yet, though. cjya also going for those purple coins. As we said, it contributes to a lot of squares.
And he has captured that cactus, so I'm assuming we're going to see him go into Deep Woods when he gets to Wooded, and he's going to capture that tree for that goal.
Yeah, exactly. That's a square for people not actually seeing the board right now. That is column 1, row 5, right in the bottom left corner.
Yeah, it looks like
capture both cactus and the tree.
Yeah, looks like column 1 isn't looking too bad. You do, of course, have World Peace and Wooded, which is quite slow. But other than that, that's a pretty solid column. It's 40 regionals in sand or in Seaside. Get Toad and Lake, World Peace and Wooded, 45 regionals in sand, and then capture the tree and the cactus. So it's not a bad column to go for.
Yeah, exactly. Row 1 also, since both runners actually make sure we actually keep track of this. 6 checkpoints sand was also a goal here, and that has been marked off by cjya. And the 45 regional coins have both been marked off by has been marked off by both runners, and that is row 1, column 2. So row 1.
The bingo board's been updated, so we don't have to explain it anymore.
Oh, thank God!
There we go.
All right, everyone, gaze upon the accurate board and see what the hell we're talking about the entire day.
I kept having to switch tabs, so I either looked at the bingo board and didn't see the match, or saw the match and didn't see the bingo board. But now we can see.
Yes, definitely. Very, very hardworking people at SG. Sometimes you gotta get things going wrong, but we got it in the end.
And that's all that matters.
Exactly.
Looks like Jimbo's going for those coins, so we could be seeing him get some of those costume sets that you can't get with the purples. Because it's, what, 200 coins per costume? For the
Right.
at least. Which isn't that much. I'm assuming we're also going to see him go for some of the Luigi hint arts, which are the best way to get coins in the game. 200 coins per hint art.
Right, there's 2 hint arts in Sand Kingdom. I actually didn't catch if he went for that first one that is part of the, actually, if anybody knows, the nipple percent route. I'm not sure if he grabbed that one. If he is going for those, I believe he would have done that.
Yeah, I'm not sure if he did either.
First off. And cjya doing the brutal, definitely going for the multi-moon. 6 multi-moons is a as you can, okay. I was still thinking that people couldn't see it. But obviously the bottom right, where in column 5, see already has a square marked off. So it seems like he is going for column 5 with 100 total regional coins, 10 regional coins cap, 5 ground pound moons seaside, the 6 checkpoints sand, which he has already gotten, and the 6 multi-moons. So this would require him to go to seaside. So I think my prediction earlier was correct. We will be seeing some seaside, definitely. It's a lot of squares in seaside, so not that wild of a guess.
Yeah, and we could also be seeing him probably go for that row 4 as well, because he's got the checkpoints and is going to get the regionals soon. I don't know how many he's at now, but he's got to be pretty close.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, and keep in mind we have the capture both the cactus and the tree in progress for cjya. Obviously, there is always the chance that he might abandon that for a better round, but we'll have to see what he does in wooded. And we have cjya looking like he's gonna do World Peace Restored in wood. So it does look like he's going for column 1, where he's gotten the 45 regional coins in sand already, and the in progress capture both the cactus and the tree. So I think it's pretty much confirmed that we will we'll see deep woods.
Well, we could also, instead of seeing column 1, we could see bottom left, top right, because that's a pretty good route too with this. Because 3 lake checkpoints isn't bad. If he's already getting 5 ground pound moons to seaside, 6 isn't bad either, and then a 50 in wooded as well. That does mean that he hasn't done anything with the 45, so that might not be as likely. But I don't know. We'll have to figure out where he goes from here. Definitely,
yeah, if he would be going,
he's got options.
Right. If he would be going for a diagonal, that would mean that one of his squares would be kind of useless. But as it's looking right now, column 5, and if he does, sorry, I actually... Did he do the world peace in Sand Kingdom? I totally didn't even catch that.
Oh, CJ? No, he did, he beat Harriet, but he didn't get... Oh, now he's back in cap.
Yeah,
he went over to that bullet bill sub area in the top left of the map, and he got his final coins, purple coins.
Right. Okay, so he's going back for those 10 regional coins in Cap Kingdom, which he has marked off, and that means definitely he's going for column 5, as we've already pretty much been able to assume. Row 1 definitely now having 2 squares marked off for him. So the side definitely still confirmed up to this point. With the 12 moons and lost, 30 regional coins wooded still. So we'll see how wooded pans out. Jimbo also, let's focus on him for a second. Having checked off the 7 checkpoints in sand, it looks like he's going for the column 2, which does include the 125 total regional coins, which, of course, would already have been contributed to with all the regional coins he's gotten so far. But it does include the 6 ground pound moons, seaside, and the 4 moons from sub areas in Metro, so that'll take a bit all over the place. But still a pretty solid line. Shouldn't be too difficult.
Yeah, that 4 moons and sub areas in Metro is pretty much a given if you're going to Seaside, because some of the fastest moons are in sub areas.
Yeah, exactly.
Looks like CJ got lake clip, so that's nice.
Oh, very, very well done. Look at that.
I'm assuming he's going for a pretty close to just an 80% route for lake, because there's not any lake goals he needs. Oh, he might, if he's going for the multi-moons, he might beat Rango, actually. Yeah, it looks like that's what he's doing, because he's skipping some moons he would have normally gotten.
Now, if he is going for column 1, then he might also get Captain Toad. We'll see if that happens.
Yeah, because that would make sense why he's left the moon behind, because he needs 4 and he's only gonna get 3 from Rango. Looks like Jimbo's just about finished up with his moons. I don't know what his purple coin count is at the moment, but yeah, he needs 4 more, so he'll need probably 1 or 2 more sets.
And CJ has beaten Rango. Very well done. Pretty much just no slip-ups on that fight. Pretty clean. Pretty clean Lake Kingdom, actually, with the lake clip and...
That was a good lake clip.
And a good Rango fight.
Looks like, again, Jimbo is just looking for his final purple coin, just like in Cascade. He just needs 1 more. And there he is, the last one.
That's what we mentioned earlier. There were some, I've personally seen some runs where there were squares that were pretty easy for just anybody looking at them, but the runners themselves were not comfortable with purple coins, so they avoided them. You know, situations like that can occur where somebody just did not prepare for purple coin squares, not really being familiar with the locations, and either skipping it or struggling with it. But it does look like Jimbo, it only took him an extra couple seconds to find the last ones he needed, so he's moving on to the next kingdom.
Yeah, Jimbo could have the 6th checkpoint marked off, but if it's not in his route, there's no real point to mark it off. Because usually that only confuse you and get you, you know, maybe waste some of your time.
Yeah, and obviously, forgot to mention, CJ did actually go for Captain Toad, as I had said he would, and that marks off the 2nd square for him in column 1. So he's definitely, you know, this is further confirmed that he is doing column 1, the in progress, capture both cactus and the tree, only missing the tree at this point, and going to wooded for world peace. Now, doing column 1 would also bring him to Seaside, so we may actually see both runners going all the way to Seaside.
Yeah, this getting world peace in wooded really helps CJ out in his multi-moon goal, because after that he'll just need 1 more. Since he's gotten 1 in lake, 1 in sand, and 1 in Cascade. So
yeah, exactly. Doing you can actually get a lot of stuff in wooded, being the world peace restored, getting the multi-moons, the regional coins that he needs, quite a lot, and also of course the tree. So there's a good amount of squares he can mark off here.
Yeah, right now he's just taking his time to get all the regionals near the start of the kingdom. Seems like most kingdoms have quite a few regionals just scattered around the start.
Jimbo getting up to Rango now, doing the fight, or just capturing the checkpoint, actually.
Yeah, he's getting towed and then is going to go and warp back up.
Very smart.
Seems like to be the opposite of what CJ did.
Yeah, that actually makes a lot more sense, because after you beat Rango, you go straight to the Odyssey, and the way that he's doing it, he would not have to actually go back into the water, where he would have already gone to the Odyssey and then has to go back double, which, you know, loses a little bit of time. So that's smart routing.
Just a bit of time. So it looks like CJ has gotten his tree now.
There we go. There's the tree.
I wonder if he'll take some time to get some regional coins here too, or just leave. I think there's 2 or 3 sets here. There's at least 2 I know of. But it looks like he's just trying to get out and head back up to the surface.
Yeah, definitely. If you have to go to deep woods, you try to get yourself the route out of it as fast as possible. If you are comfortable in deep woods and know where everything is, and you might try to get something, but usually deep woods is something you don't want to stay in for too long, and just sort of get back to the normal area where most people are familiar with.
Yeah, deep woods is really easy to get lost there. It's if you have a good sense of direction, then it's not bad, but most players don't, just because you never really need to go to deep woods, except in a few categories.
Very true, very true. And of course, now looking at the board, cjya having marked off now 3 squares, being able to get that, capture both the cactus and the tree square in column 1. So world peace restored would be his next objective, along with getting those regional coins. And with world peace comes, of course, 2 more multi-moons.
And it looks like
him.
Looks like CJ's gotten nut clip as well, and it was almost clean. Then he bonked, but still a good clip and good out of bounds movement. So that still makes up for it.
Yeah, cjya, of course, with his many runs in minimum captures, learning a lot of clips out of bounds and stuff like that. So it's he's been pretty clean this run with going out of bounds and stuff. Jimbo Moses now coming to Wooded Kingdom. Let's see which route he takes if he does go for those. It does seem he's going for those regional coins as well, grabbing the ones in the start area. And he's
going to get that tree down in deep woods.
And yep, he's also going for that square. So it does seem like we have a little bit of an overlap here. It looks like both runners are going for column 1, and possibly also for row 1. Just going on to cjya, 100 total regional coins has been marked off, and he has also the 30 regional coins wooded and 45 regional coins cascade in row 1. So it definitely confirmed that he's going for row 1. So column 1, row 1, those 2 he is going to be doing, and it does seem like there's an overlap of those 2 as well for both of the players, since Jimbo has the exact same amount of squares in column 1 marked off after that tree, and for row 1 he has a square there, which I know he's intending to get that whole line, being that he's getting all those coins in wooded.
Yeah, it looks like unlike CJ, Jimbo spent a bit more time down in deep woods. He's gotten 2 moons now. He's about to get a 3rd, and he got 2 sets of purples as well.
Yeah,
but
there we go.
It does make sense, because I don't think he's going for no, he is still going for world peace. So he's gonna have an interesting route, considering he's not gonna get, or he's gonna get a lot from just story moons and the like. So maybe it wasn't the greatest idea to try to get a couple moons down here, but it's not a big deal.
Yeah, I mean, as it's looking right now, it could be that alongside, of course, column 1 and row 1, it does seem that he's going for that But I'm thinking here now for his third line, I believe he may be going for... It could be he's going for row 5. With 6 multi-moons, and of course already having the first square in there with capturing both the cactus and the tree. So if he does do World Peace Restored, which he needs for column 1, which he's definitely doing, he'll already be quite a way into 6 multi-moons. But I do think... Did he skip Harriet in Sand Kingdom?
I was just about to ask. I don't remember him getting Harriet. So that's going to make it kind of difficult to get 6 multi-moons. Because that means if he gets 2 here, and he got the one in Cascade, and then like that'll put him at 4, and then 5 would be Night Metro. So that means he'd either have to do Festival, which is insanely slow, or get Peace in Snow or Seaside. So that might not be a great option going for that.
Right. We also have to keep in mind that maybe it was a bit of an oversight, and he'll try to maybe go back to actually do Harriet, or just like you said, get the story in Snow, or the ones that you said. So oversights can easily happen. The runners don't see the board up until just a minute before the run starts, so quick decisions have to be made, and sometimes squares are overlooked and mistakes are made, but they can be handled quite quickly with the right strategies.
Looks like CJ's well on his way now to World Peace in Wood, and he's just about to get the Tank Moon, and then he'll be fighting Torque Drift, which is quite a slow fight, but I can see it making sense with the board, just with the rest of the round.
Now, I do remember there being a fast strat for this boss fight. I don't remember exactly what it was, or if it actually is one, but let's see how he does this fight, if it goes the normal slow way, or if he's applying any sort of fast strats.
The fastest strat for this fight is just to get the uproot boost, which is kind of weird to get, but that's about it. You just move faster with the uproot. And there is also the strategy of hitting the little, I don't even know what they're called, hitting the boxes before they've spawned fully. You can kind of hit them early, but there's not too much to speed up this fight. Most of the World Peace fights that are like this are pretty slow, like Knuckle Attack and Cookateel, those kind of fights. I guess Cookateel you can speed up a little bit, but a lot of the other fights are kind of slow. Yeah, Speedy Nut Boy. Figured I'd explain it rather than call it Speedy Nut Boy. It makes a little more sense, but yeah, that is what it's called.
Oh, Jimbo taking a little bit of a dive there. That's should be fine if you grab that checkpoint.
Oh, he got the.
Oh yeah, he got the.
Or the story man.
Never mind.
So he respawned there.
So not too big of a time loss there. There's another set of purple coins that he just grabbed, so getting closer to the regional coins for Wooded.
Yet again, third kingdom in a row, he's been one off of his goal going into the last set of purples. But it's not a big deal. He's still got plenty of Wooded to go through. He's playing
exactly.
Purple coins.
Yeah, smart thing to do now would just be to keep playing, since purple coins could be found along the path easily. But it does look like he's going out of his way to get another set, and there we go. He's gotten that square marked off. Now, as we take another look at the board here, we have cjya actually now almost with the entire line here in column 1, the only one being left, 40 regional coins in Seaside, so that's going to take a minute for him to get there. But
that might be his last goal that he'll be able to achieve.
Yeah, exactly. That's what I was about to say. That's going to be probably at the end of the run. He still has the 12 moons and 100 total regional coins, like the 12 moons and lost specifically for row 1, which, you know, getting the 40 regional coins at the very end in Seaside would complete both of those lines. And then, of course, he's still working on row 5, getting more multi-moons. He just finished the fight in Wooded Kingdom, being able to mark off that world peace and moving on.
Yeah, I think this route's not too bad that CJ's been doing, but definitely the slowest part is having to go to Seaside, because there's no real metro goals. It's kind of difficult to avoid that, though, with the route he's chosen, but that's definitely the weakest part of it, because he's practically done with everything. Now he's got the 12 moons and Lost, and then he's just got to go through metro completely, like any %. So it's a little slow.
Right. Yeah.
Looks like Jimbo's going to be going for world peace, but he does have quite a few extra moons. So it looks like he routed a couple extra moons into his route just by accident, I would assume.
There are no extra moon goals for any kingdom, so yeah, those extra moons, it could have been a little bit of an oversight, or we might be might be quick to assume, and he's not actually going for world peace. That could also be.
I feel like if he's taking his time to go up this way, then he's going for world peace.
Yeah, so that might have been, yeah, definitely was an oversight.
But I think if he didn't get those 2 extra in Deep Woods, he would have been fine on moon count, because he's gonna be he's gonna have to be 2 over, and he only got. I guess technically he did get the tree, which he didn't need to get, but other than that, if he got the other 2, or if he didn't get the other 2 in Deep Woods, he would have been fine on moon count.
True.
Looks like CJ's taking a death on Meme Tree, which is why it's called Meme Tree.
It memes us all in the end.
Meme Tree takes no prisoners.
And second attempt being successful. So, of course, as I mentioned earlier, row 1 does include, along with, of course, which is probably going to be the very, very last square he's going to get the 40 regional coins in Seaside. It also includes 12 moon and Lost, which there is no reason not to go for it. I don't think I need to say that. And there we go. We see cjya going out of his way to get get an alternate moon there. Oh, definitely it's going to be good. That he's doing it quite a good route here. I saw some people going for the extra moons that they're going for, maybe being like the one under the bridge and stuff like that, rather than ones that are just on the side of the any % route.
Yeah, Lost has some very quick moons. Because in getting 2 extra, or is it 2 extra? Do you get 8 or 10 in Lost? How many? I think that's 10 that you get.
Oh yeah, you get
just getting 2 extra, nothing.
Yeah, exactly.
Because like there's 2 basic routes for Lost in any %, with just a 1 moon difference. So all you really have to do is just do both routes, and then get 1 extra moon. Because usually you either do the cage moon or I don't know what the other moon's called, but it's the one where you push down that pillar right there next to CJ.
But I think it's called the end bar or something.
Yeah, so they're 2 pretty quick moons right at the end of Lost. So really all he had to do was just get that 1 extra moon that he got in the flower room.
cjya getting memed a little bit by his surroundings, but eventually getting that moon there.
Yeah, now Jimbo's done with the torture fight, so he'll be heading out after this, which will put him on his way to Cloud and then back to Lost. CJ almost rolling off into the poison, but he managed to save it.
Clutch.
Finally got the
clutch. That was.
So now CJ's done with Lost. All he has to do.
Let's see if he goes for the death warp, or
he
gets himself out. That's fine. Death,
Yeah.
the death warp is the easier route, but getting out of there does end up saving a second or two.
Oh, yeah, it's not much, but if you can go for it, you might as well.
Right.
So yeah, it looks like CJ is just gonna do normal any percent Metro, because all he needs in Metro is that multi moon, and obviously you get that just by completing Night Metro. So
Exactly.
all he has to do now is just get his 2 seaside goals, and he's done.
Pretty much smooth sailing for him at this point. Jimbo, now we actually have now a better idea of his third column, or his third line being column 2. He now has the 45 regional coins cascade, the 7 checkpoints in sand, and the 125 total regional coins marked off, which would leave him only with 4 moons from sub areas in Metro, and the 6 round pound moons in Seaside. So yeah, like I said before, it seems like both of the runners are gonna end up going to Seaside, and
They'll both be getting ground pound moves there, and the
Right.
regionals.
Exactly, yeah, that it looks like they're gonna have a bit of a similar end if everything goes as we assume.
Jimbo got some nice, clean, fast hats, and he'll be off to Lost.
Yeah, in Lost Kingdom, Jimbo also getting is gonna get the 12 moons just like CJ. Like I said, the column 1 and row 1 have the overlap for both of the runners. They're doing the same lines there. The only difference being their third line for Jimbo being column 2 and for CJ being column 5. So he's going to get those 12 moons in Lost, pretty sure, and then once he does move on to Metro Kingdom, he's going to get those 4 moons from the sub-areas. That's pretty much all he has to do, and then just continue going to Seaside. Cj in the boss fight with the Mega Wiggler, or as I like to call them, Mega Wiggles, doing the sort of waiting in the corner strat. Speeds up the fight just a tiny bit by making the Mega Wiggler walk a little bit less distance.
Yeah, the Wiggler fight can be probably one of the most annoying in the game, because his pattern's RNG, and it's just very difficult for a lot of players. But it does look like CJ did get the 2 cycle, and didn't have a too bad of a pattern. But obviously, you can always have a better pattern for Wiggler.
Yeah, not getting that 2 cycle is it's painful, but happens to the best of us. But he was able to avoid that tragedy. Yeah, Jimbo having to try again with that. What's that enemy called? I totally forgot. But having
Trap Beetle.
Trap Beetle. Yes, Trap
Yep.
Beetle. Having to try again with that, but getting those 2 moons. Now only 4 away from that square, that second last square in row 1. CJ moving on to Day Metro. Now just having to do the any percent route. Really nothing special about this Day Metro. Just having to go on as usual.
It looks like Jimbo is just looking for his second to last moon, or third to last moon in Lost, because he needs, he's got the cage, and then the one under the bridge he's gonna get. So now that's all he's got left to do in Lost.
I don't know if he got the flower moon, like the one that's inside the mountain.
he didn't. He just did normal any percent up till then.
Right. Yeah, that's what I mentioned earlier. That was a very good moon to grab from cjya, because it was just right off the path and pretty easy as well. Jimbo now with only the last moon to go under the bridge. And he gets it. Is he going to death warp? Let's see. Up. And I guess this time no runner was able to avoid death, but that is completely okay. He now is done with Lost Kingdom, able to mark off the 12 moons. Look at that. Both runners now biting their nails here. Everybody biting their nails for that 40 regional coins. That'll give 2 lines for both runners. Interestingly enough, not a single line has yet been completed. Sort of just been building up to a great release here.
Looks like CJ's just about to finish up with bullet building, which is notoriously a very difficult sub-area to do quickly in Metro.
Yeah, usually people do try to avoid that one and do a different one, but for those that are experienced with it and are practiced, they can get that one done and get a little bit of an edge on their opponent, especially if the opponent does not know how to do it and they have to go for the same square.
Yeah, there's definitely a reason it's not in the beginner route. Very, very tough to do, but looks like CJ...
very cool.
What, got 5 moons left. Then he'll be off to Seaside. Let's hope he doesn't choose Snow, because that'll be rough. I don't know what the rules are. I'm assuming he can just reset the game and just pick it again, but I cannot see why that's an issue.
Right.
Still waste time. Oh, it looks like Jimbo is falling down on some of the jumps in Night Metro. It can be kind of tough.
Yeah, definitely. I can tell you, took me a couple embarrassing bonks to get that one down consistently. So definitely can happen, but he's trying right again. And looks like he got that triple jump a lot better and makes the jump proper.
And unfortunately, he could not dive back onto the platform and couldn't recover, so he had to take a death on that. Which means he'll be back at the wire for the 3rd time, I believe. Looks like CJ's also finishing up now, so looks like CJ will be nearing his time. It'll definitely be over 50 minutes, but it's not a bad run. Not too many mistakes.
It's gonna be a sub-hour for CJ. It should be pretty easy, honestly. He's been doing pretty well in his run so far, so I'm expecting some pretty good gameplay on Seaside. All right, no misclicks. That's good. Made sure to pick Seaside. Has that ever happened for you? For a run that you've commentated, has somebody accidentally picked the wrong kingdom?
I've not seen one, but in practice, right before this match started, CJ did do that. So he just reset the game.
Right. Yeah, obviously, as we know, that is the hardest part of the run. Most people practice for, I think, for years trying to get the strat down of, clicking down and then pressing A. It's not everybody's perfected it.
Yeah, only a few have perfected it. Just the most elite runners.
Exactly. God damn it! I couldn't stop myself from laughing at that. I was trying to keep a straight face. Okay, cool.
So it looks like CJ. It is interesting seeing people go for regionals and Seaside, because that's not something that typically is gone for, but it is not too bad considering he's going for the ground pound moons too. The ground pound moons are all over the kingdom.
Right. Yeah, not entirely sure why he's going for those purples.
But CJ, he's got the purple coin goal.
Am I just stupid? Am I blind?
Yeah,
I
CJ's
don't-
got the 40 regionals and Seaside to go for. Or are you talking about Jimbo or something?
Oh, yeah. Sorry, I was looking at something else. I'm sorry.
Uh,
I was looking at a different. Okay, yeah, just disregard me.
Yeah. So it looks like CJ has marked off his final, or his second to last goal on the board. Even though it's not done yet. The board's a little desynced with the stream, but he is very close to finishing. He's just really got to get those last purple coins.
Mm-hmm.
He's hit the halfway point.
Right. Column 5 being the first one to actually be completed in the match. Actually, very, very late into the race, the first line gets completed. It's always a nail biter for those kinds of races where you don't actually get a completed line up until very close to the end.
Looks like Jimbo has managed to beat Wiggler. Unfortunately, though, he didn't have to go to a 3 cycle, but it wasn't. You know, that's never fun to have to do. So it looks like CJ's down to his last 7 purple coins, and then he's done. Looks like it's gonna be a 52x. And now he's marked it off on the board, so we'll wait for the stream to catch up just a little bit. And there it is, 52-34 it says on the stream, but it's like a 32 or something. GG to CJ on his win.
Yep, very, very well done. I believe he's going to be invited to
Yeah, it's
an interview. All right. Jimbo Moses taking on Metro.
Yeah, Seaside Purples are tough just because it's hardly ever used in a bingo route. Oh, hello CJ.
All right, CJ, welcome.
Hello.
Hi there. So that was quite a run, getting sub-hour and quite some good movement. What was your overall idea on the board? How did you handle that?
I got real nervous because I don't think I've ever done Seaside Purples in my life. And I didn't notice that I even picked them in my route until like sand. And I started getting real worried, but it went a lot easier than I expected. It's pretty open, so you can see them from wherever.
Oh wow!
Yeah.
Well, you could have had me fooled. It definitely didn't look like you were struggling there, but definitely a lot of people usually don't even go for any purple coins unless, of course, you have a board like this with purple coins for all of them.
Yeah, almost every single one seemed like purples, and I couldn't find any sort of route that didn't end until at least Seaside or Snow. So I figured I just had to bite the bullet, and I went for it. I'm pretty sure I got a PB. I don't think I've ever done better than this. It's a pretty good run for me.
Oh wow, PB in a race.
Yeah.
That's very, very well done. Yeah, I saw you actually aced the clip. You got a perfect Rango fight, I think. That was pretty solid.
It's true. I did get first try late clip, first try IP clip. I was happy with that. I usually in practice, I'm a god at late clip, and then once I get into a run, I just choke it over and over. But luckily that didn't
that's how it
happen this
works.
time.
Yeah, you didn't make too many big mistakes. Pretty clean run.
Yeah, felt good. My route seemed okay. I'm usually pretty bad at picking the routes, but I couldn't really find any other good ones except, I don't know. I think it was pretty good. but I could have done TLBR as well, which wouldn't have added very much.
Yeah, I noticed that too. It looks like Jimbo is doing column 2 instead of the column 5 that you did.
Huh.
So still pretty similar.
Yeah,
but
6 multi-moons was scary until I realized that I automatically get 6 if I just beat Harriet and do Wooded Piece Restored, which was on the board. So once I realized that, I was like, okay, 6 multi-moons isn't too bad.
yeah, it's
Right.
it's real easy to get them just playing, especially
Yeah,
on
was
the
that-
board.
Was that the point where you sort of had your board figured out, or when did you have that?
A lot of times when I do bingo, I know that I don't have the best board possible or the best route picked out possible, but I kind of just accept that and I say, well, I just got to play better with a worse route. So I usually pick it by like the end of Cascade, I'd say. And I think that's around when I had it, was in the middle or end of Cascade. I was just like, this is my route. And then as I'm doing it, I'm looking for like other routes I can do that wouldn't lose me time after everything I've already done. And there were a few, but once I realized, like I knew I got 3 checkpoints lake, but I didn't get 15 regionals cap. And I could have done like, I probably could have, I don't know, I could have cut out the 5 ground pound moons, but like, I don't know. Once I had already done like 6 checkpoints sand and all that stuff, it was a pretty good route. I think I'm happy with it.
Definitely makes sense. Obviously, having to go back and like reroute, and you did some squares, and then you basically have to throw them away. That's never fun and loses a lot of time.
Yeah.
So it's good to commit to a route, even if it's not ideal. So that's actually a really good strategy on that.
Yeah, I'm pretty proud of this one, but I'm ready to lose my next match against Carla. I'm gonna get my butt whooped.
Well, only time will tell. Now, one thing I do have to ask: how did it feel getting memed by the tree?
Wait, which tree?
The meme tree.
Meme tree.
Oh yeah, that was pretty good. That was it felt real nice to first I just totally forgot the movement and started like rolling towards it without a spin pound. I don't know why I did that. And then I just I thought to myself, I could just, do an easy backup here, but I'm pissed. So I'm going to go and start over and do all the meme tree movement again. And then I died on it, and I was just really embarrassed. But
yeah, meme tree sucks. That's why. That's the reason why it's called meme tree.
Sneaks up on you like that.
But hey, you pulled it off in the end. You showed it.
Yeah, I'm glad. I didn't want to go 0 for 3 in this tournament. That wouldn't have looked great.
Yeah, you can go 1 and 2.
There we go. That was my goal from the start. Win a match.
You almost beat Hay there, dude.
Yeah, that one was way closer than I thought. That I'm really happy with that one too, because I expected to lose by like 6 minutes.
Oh wow,
that was a pretty close match.
Now, something that I mentioned earlier, and I just want to check in with you if that's even true or not. Since you do minimum captures as well, and you actually, I think you currently hold the world record, right?
Yeah, that's right.
Right. So you have a lot of experience with like out of bounds clips and stuff like that, and I was saying that that's probably how you were able to get late clip and stuff like that pretty easy, or at least quite easy and pretty consistent. Is that true? Like, do you feel comfortable on those because you've had a lot of practice on them?
Yeah, it does help with stuff. Yeah, like the inverted pyramid as a whole. I mean, you have to go through that and doing IP clip and doing everything in the inverted pyramid. I do that in every single run, and so I've gotten like really comfortable with just everything related to IP. And yeah, there's just certain parts of the game that, like even bullet building, I do like the captureless way. I don't know if you noticed. Like,
yeah, I noticed that you just didn't capture bullet bill.
Yeah, because I don't know how to do the bullet bill movement, but you do that building in min caps that captureless way, and it's pretty quick if you can do it right. So yeah, there's certain things like that it definitely helps to. Like, I've done a lot of categories at this point, especially like in the last few months. I've done a lot more categories, and that's it's helped a lot with bingo. It's just like, oh, I need to do this sub area. Okay, well I know how to do that because of like darker side, like the sub areas in Lake Kingdom are a lot easier because of that.
Yeah, totally. Obviously, because like, I mean, how many categories are there now for SMO? I mean, I can barely keep track. So if you've done a lot of categories, that like like every category takes care of like some part of the game, so you start racking those up, and you've pretty much got most of the game down at that point.
Yeah, definitely.
All right, it's looking like
Oh, he's almost done.
Jimbo is almost done. Yeah.
Still got to get regionals as well.
Yeah, that'll take him. That's what's going to take him the longest.
Yeah, I'm glad because I always tried originally to avoid wooded regionals because I had no clue how to do those. And and then one day I just went and practiced it like a lot, and I got a lot more comfortable with the wooded regionals. Luckily, it was only 30, it wasn't like 45 or something. But wooded, and then sand and cascade, I feel like I'm always really solid with. So anytime it says like get sand or cascade purples, that's always like one that catches my eye. And then 100 total. I was like, well, I'm getting 90 just in sand and cascade, so that one wasn't tough at all.
Right, yeah, that paid off in the end, I guess.
Yeah, this was a really good board for purples. There's so many objectives for it.
Yeah.
Oh yeah,
it was.
Jesus! I mean, you had so many kingdoms with purples, and then you had not one but two total regional coin squares. I mean, it was quite the for purples. If somebody practiced that would have been their board.
Definitely, yeah. And then there was the one I was most nervous about, weirdly enough, was capture both the cactus and the tree, because every single bingo run I do, I forget to get that freaking cactus.
Oh,
every single
wow,
time. Really? It's just out of the way, because most sand routes in bingo, at least for me, I never go to the oasis. Like I go to Jaxie Ruins, and then maybe I go inside and do the sub area, and then I go to the opposite side of the map where like the other sub areas are, like the Bullet Bill one. I never even go near the oasis. So the cactus, I had a little piece of paper where I'd write down everything I needed to do, and like in giant letters I wrote cactus because I knew I would forget if I didn't do that. Nice.
Now, aside from that, what was like the thing that worried you most about this run, just aside from that?
Looking at it, I was nervous about wooded piece, but I actually felt like I did that really well. At first I was worried about 6 multi-moons, but then I realized that was easy.
Yeah, exactly.
And then, other than that, it was just the regionals and cascade. I thought I was screwed, but I realized that there's a lot of time where you're just swimming around as a fish, and I could just use that time to look around. And there's like a few sets of purples that I know about, because in min caps you actually go over to the ground pound spot around the back where like the little mini Goombas are, and I always notice like the purples in the little cave on the side, and the purples on the way there, and the purples behind them. So I was like, okay, well there's some, and there's a ground pound moon back there, and I felt like I was routing it pretty well. I feel like a more experienced player could have easily gotten sub 50, but I'm happy with my time.
Yeah, I mean that's a lot of times for regionals. You can just basically just run around the kingdom and you'll find them. Especially when Seaside, it's just you've got to go around the kingdom anyway.
Yeah.
Exactly. You did those pretty well.
Yeah, that's what I said earlier when you came in. You definitely had me fooled, because it did look like you were pretty confident in those purple coins when, like you said, you didn't have any clue and you were just sort of
Yeah,
but
I was just winging it.
Looks like Jimbo's about done. He's just looking for about 20 more purples. I don't think he knows where they are, unfortunately.
He can't wing it like CJ, you know.
No.
Doesn't have that insane, intuition.
Yeah, I'm just amazing at improv.
It's just absolutely amazing. All right, yeah. Let's see here. What else can we talk about here? Now, overall on bingo, how do you feel on that? I think I noticed you came in this tournament. You sort of joined in last minute, right before the matches started.
Yeah.
And did you practice at all before that? Did you have any practice on Mario Odyssey bingo before that?
Really, like little. Like me and a couple people would play it for fun, but we would one of the people I played with was a lot more experience with bingo than me, and we would all just sit there and like talk and figure out the route ahead of time, and then we would like start the run. And even still, I didn't do too great because I didn't know where stuff was, and it was like every week we'd do like 1 or 2 boards and just for fun. And that's what made me like, I really enjoyed doing bingo and I wanted to do it somewhere. And then I just saw like a tweet that there were 2 slots left. So I signed up, but I knew I was kind of screwed because I hadn't practiced at all the like routing on the fly. That's what I was nervous about. So then that's like the week leading up, I probably did like 15 or 20 hours of doing bingo by myself, or if other people wanted to join in, they just joined in. But I was just like, I was practicing it a lot more because I knew that just routing it on the fly would be the issue. And that's where I came up with the strategy of just get a bad time and stick with it.
Right, that's probably the big crux of like the sort of make it or break it point in bingo is like, okay, you look at the board, boom, where do I go? How do I get this? How does it fit in with everything else? So it catches some people off guard, but I think you handle it okay. I've definitely seen some runs where people had to sort of backtrack on multiple lines, and
that's usually what I try to avoid doing because that's where I'd be screwed. It's like trying to come up with a route after I already had a route, and then I start thinking like, I'm like, okay, now I need to get these moons, and then I'm like, wait, no, that was in the old route, and I start getting mixed up. I've done it before, so that's why I just try to avoid that.
Right.
Looks like Jimbo's finished the 106.33.
Nice.
Very well done, Jimbo, and he has been sent an invite to come join us for an interview.
Someone was saying how there was a pretty good snow route. Row 2, column 3, and column 4.
And Jimbo, what's poppin', Jimbo? I'm sorry I had to say that. But
nothing. How are you guys doing?
well, we're doing great. Man, that was a very good run on your part. Almost, not almost getting a sub hour, but very, very close to an hour. That is still a lot better than I can do.
Yeah, you got the sub too. So good job.
Yeah, I'm not, super excited about that route. 6 multi-moons seemed like it was kind of out of my depth. I'm pretty new to Odyssey and pretty new to bingo, so I tried to just kind of go with what I knew. But finishing in Seaside isn't really necessarily something I wanted to do, but CJ also finished there, so I think it really came down to experience there.
Right. Okay. So what was your what was the part you had the most difficulty with in this
I think just I was participating in a speedrun marathon this week, so I was preparing for that, so I just wasn't doing bingo at all, so I kind of had to get my bearings mid-race, and I did a little practice this morning, but yeah, I was just kind of mostly just finding the purple coins. I'm not great at that. I know where a lot of them are, but being efficient with that isn't really my strong suit.
Yeah, I mentioned it just a couple of minutes ago while talking to DJ here. Purple coins usually for bingo runs, they try to avoid them as much as possible, but this for them, were so many squares. I mean,
I didn't really want to do Wooded World Peace, but it seemed like the best way to go.
Mm-hmm. And at what point did you have the route figured out? At what point were you like, you know what, that's what I'm going with?
I think basically at the Madame Brutal fight, I kind of had an idea what I wanted to go for. I thought that I was going to do the coins and cascades, so I made sure to get the ones by the Odyssey, where it eventually is when you come back. Yeah, I was pretty sure that I was going to be doing a lot of coins, and then I just kind of ticked off the boxes that way, and I wanted to kind of stay away from the bottom right side of the board and from going back to Cap Kingdom and from Snow too.
Yeah, it's very smart. Very smart. Yeah, we had that mentioned earlier. CJ also sort of saying that he tried to get his strat down and commit to a route as soon as possible because we really want to avoid having to backtrack and just doing squares for nothing and sort of having to throw them away in the end. That's very good. Yeah, getting those early on.
It seems like from the board, I think you could finish in snow, but I'm not sure that it would be better. But
Someone was
40
talking
points,
about that.
yeah. So maybe you could do it that way, but that's kind of like if you have time to plan and you're not routing on the fly.
Do you? Oh yeah, just a question for you, and then I would want an answer from cjya too. Is there anything now, looking at the board, sort of relaxed, the race is over? Is there anything you would have done differently? Any different route you would have taken?
Maybe row 3. Like if I'm going to finish in Seaside no matter what, that would kind of cut down on a lot of the coin collecting.
Right.
And that would basically eliminate it, and you could just get as many coins as you wanted to get the 125 goal. So yeah, maybe column 1, column 2, row 3.
All right. And cjya, what would be your answer on that? Like, what you have done differently?
I definitely came up with this one myself, but row 2, column 3, column 4 definitely is, I think, a really optimal route. I came up with it, but I decided not to do it because I wanted to be slower instead.
Yeah, that's a really good original idea that I like that you came up with.
Thank you.
Yeah, you should probably trademark that right now. Anyway. All right. Like I said earlier, I mean, you have maybe how much time did you guys have before the race started to look at the board? You had like a minute or something?
Oh, nothing. It reveals right as the race starts.
It was there like 10 seconds before the race started, but I felt like it would be cheating to look at it, so I didn't.
Aw, what a guy.
What an honest man.
I tried.
Yeah, definitely. That's what I said right at the beginning of the race. People, the racers don't actually see the board like right up until seconds before the race starts. So they gotta start moving and start planning at the same time. So definitely, it leaves room for a lot of oversight. Ask at the end, like, what would you have done differently? Because having sort of calm head, just like looking at it again. Usually you get pretty interesting answers.
I think that being able to route well is a good advantage, but just experience of knowing where everything is, you can make a lot of different routes work pretty well. So I think that's kind of like the huge disadvantage that I have, aside from just like lack of ability and skill for this speed game right now.
All right. Well, I believe. Oh, I don't actually know. I think we're sort of out of time here, but I think we should be wrapping this up, guys. Very good runs from both cjya and Jimbo. Everybody in the chat, definitely, if you're not following both of these, Jimbo, do you stream?
I do, and I'm usually a Breath of the Wild speedrunner, but I've just been doing Odyssey on the side.
Nice.
Yes.
Yeah, guys, everybody in the chat, definitely follow cjya and Jimbo. cjya, very, very talented Mario Odyssey runner, and Jimbo, as he said, runs Breath of the Wild. Those get pretty complicated, so for some more great content, definitely follow them. And did you guys want to say anything to end this off?
Great match, CJ. GG. I think that's it for me. I don't think there's a losers bracket or anything. So that's the end of the tournament for me. So good luck to him in moving on.
Thank you.
All right. Nice. Okay, everybody. Have a good one, and there will be more matches to come. I believe the next one is at 8 p.m. I'm actually also commentating that one, so you'll get more of me.
Nice.
And GG runners. All right.
Thanks a lot, guys.
Goodbye.